This is exactly what I needed. We can see this blue line is my historical sales pattern, and then the red line is what Julius's forecast is for the next 6 months. If you're running a Shopify store, you've probably been in this situation before. You're looking at all your sales data, trying to figure out how much inventory you need to order for the next few months, and honestly, it's kind of a nightmare. Like, do I need to order 500 units of this t-shirt or 1,500? And when do I need to order it by so I don't run out during Black Friday? I used to spend hours in Excel trying to figure this out, but now I just upload all my Shopify data into Julius and let it do the heavy lifting. Let me show you exactly how this works. Okay, so I've got about 18 months of Shopify sales data here, and honestly, it's pretty messy. We have these inconsistent product names like Burgundy Classic Hoodie and Classic Hoodie Burgundy, which are the exact same product, just named differently, so it's really hard to analyze in this state. So let's go ahead and upload this data into a Julius notebook, and hopefully we can make some sense of it. Julius gives us these really nice suggested next steps if we're not too sure where to start with our analysis, but given that we know our product names are inconsistent, I think we should just get Julius to clean those up before we start with our analysis. So let's start by telling Julius to clean up our product names, and we can give it that classic burgundy hoodie example so it knows where to get started. This is really cool. You can see that Julius is actually running Python code in the background, just like a data analyst would be doing for you. So let's take a look at the results. We can see that Julius actually recognized those inconsistent patterns in our original data, like the different formatting styles, the word order variation, so there's that burgundy classic hoodie and the classic hoodie burgundy, different size and color placement, and inconsistent separators. So Julius is going ahead and creating a cleaning function so we can actually standardize this data. We can see that we originally had 654 unique product names, and after cleaning the dataset, Julius brought it down to 170. It standardized it to this naming convention here with the color, qualifier, product type, and size. Now that we've cleaned up our data, I think we're ready to get started with our analysis. Let's get Julius to analyze our sales trends over the past 18 months, and hopefully we can find some patterns hidden in our data. We can see here that Julius charted a lot of our data, like the monthly revenue and the monthly orders, and this is honestly one of my favorite parts about using Julius, is I don't even have to ask it to chart my data, it just does it for me. I can see some key insights right away, like these big spikes in November for Black Friday. Now what I'm mostly interested in is these seasonal patterns. I can see that in November I had about $69,000 in sales, and then in March, April, and May it was all above $40,000. So I can see that I have a really strong spring season, and this will help with inventory planning. Now for the exciting part, let's get Julius to create a 6-month inventory forecast and to tell us how many units to order each month. This is exactly what I needed. We can see this blue line is my historical sales pattern, and then the red line is what Julius's forecast is for the next 6 months. But what's really helpful here is this bottom chart that's showing the difference between my forecasted demand and what I should actually order. We can see that Julius is building in some safety stock so I don't run out prior to Black Friday. The key insight here is that Julius is telling me to start ramping up orders in September so I don't run out from my peak in November. Now let's stress test this plan because things can often go wrong with suppliers. Let's ask Julius what happens if my supplier has a 3-week delay in October. And this right here is why this kind of planning matters. Look at the top chart. The blue line shows normal inventory levels, but the red line shows what happens with a 3-week delay. You can see I'd completely run out of stock in October, and the shaded area shows 462 units of demand that I couldn't fulfill. This bottom chart really drives it home. I'd lose over $16,000 in revenue from missed October sales, and the total impact would be over $17,000. But Julius gave us a really simple solution. If I build extra buffer stock in September, I protect myself against this kind of delay. Once I'm done analyzing my data, I always like to get Julius to create an executive summary so I can send all these insights to my team. If we open this up, we can see that Julius created an in-depth PDF with the 6-month inventory forecast and risk analysis, extracting all the key points from our conversation. So in about 5 minutes, I went from messy Shopify data to having a complete inventory strategy with risk mitigation. If you want to try this with your own data, check out Julius AI.